Yep, it's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me at the same time. As always, I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs they love to hate, even the ones who claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time, which is why they keep us relevant to this day, and I'm back again. I have a special treat for y'all. But before I talk about that, we need to talk about this real quick. Which y'all see the title of the video. Man who served 14 years for a heinous crime he didn't commit gets to face his false accuser. The reason why I'm talking about this now because this video, along with others, is going to tie in to the video that's coming down the pipe real soon. And the crazy part about it is the fact that everybody should take a look at this and sit back, and yet they sit back and they wonder why men act the way they do. Why men have such distrust in women in these days and times. And of course these fools just can't help but to treat these false accusers like they're the victims of it all. As well as I'm going to put links to previous videos in the comments section. But before I begin, shout out to the Legion of Men. I'll leave the link to this full video in the description box. Go check it out. But let's get down to business, shall we?
Spending 14 years in jail, woman meets the man she falsely accused of raping her. Oh my God, dude, I hate watching these. They're so terrible. 14 years of your life gone. False accusation.
Let me introduce you.
And I somehow am expecting the pity party to be for the women, and she's going to start crying, and everybody's going to be consoling her and telling her it's okay when the man just lost 14 years of his entire life. Not a single tear shed for him, though.
And again, they wonder why these men act the way they do. Oh, by the end of the day, they still the victims and all this. Get the fuck out of here with that retarded fuck-ass logic. But I digress. Before I go into a rant, let's continue.
Introduce you to Dean. I don't believe you all have met before.
There it is. Look at him. Look at those tears.
Sorry, you have to sit right here.
Why are they consoling her?
Dean, let me introduce you to Loretta.
Indeed, why are they consulting her? The one who wasted this man's life for 14 years over a lie. But she deserves sympathy. I will never understand this retarded fuck-ass society. Let's continue.
And this is her husband as well, Monty, and I'm very happy to say that y'all haven't really met before, but here you are. So, Loretta, tell me what you're thinking and feeling right now.
I'm scared to see his face again. It's scary.
Wow, bitch. You're the one who had him locked up for 14 years for a heinous crime he didn't commit. And now you're on live TV talking about how scary his face is? I don't give a fuck if she's crying crocodile tears on Dr. Phil. This type of shit disgusts me. Matter of fact, screw her ass and screw those motherfuckers sitting there giving her sympathy. This shit right here don't deserve sympathy at all. Especially when she's responsible for ruining another person's life, ruining this man's life, ruining a person's life over a bullshit ass lie. Let's continue.
What?
And
what are you afraid of?
You've seen his face in the meat market, and you've seen his face in court. But you haven't seen his face in an alley, and you haven't seen his face other places, and you get that up here, right?
Right.
I hate to be that guy, dude. I'm not saying this is her case, but in some of these cases, how many times was a woman sneaking around and just falsely accused a dude of forcing himself on her to rid herself of the accountability of cheating on her partner? Man, I've heard some messed up stories like that. They're out there.
So many times. Especially the ones who's trying to hide something. In fact, she reminds me of that female off that Dolomite movie when they family barged up into the room, saw Dolomite in the bed with her. What did she do? She sat there and cried victim as if Dolomite tried to rape her. Bitch, is you for real? Straight up. She reminds me of that female. But somehow we should feel sorry and show pity for a false accuser. Fuck out of here. Let's continue.
By the way, if you've been buying some shirts supporting the channel, thank you so much. Grab our Deli 2030, Bill Gates approved. Have your bug sandwiches be an NPC. You will own nothing, and you will be happy with your 3X cricket protein. Anywho, let's get back to this. Appreciate you guys.
But it's still emotional down here.
Links in the comments.
Yes.
Tell me
So
what
emotional.
you're thinking and feeling right now.
Like you lost 14 years, bro.
I just hate that you had to go through something like this. I hate that I had to go through something like this because of this situation. And I hope and pray that we both can get closure in this.
I feel them because, as I said before in previous videos, for me, this shit hits close to home. And when things hit close to home, you feel exactly the way this person's feeling. I mean, it was to a point to where I would cuss out anyone who tells me, oh, you should forget about all that stuff that happened. Bitch, fuck you. Until you've been through it your own fucking self, don't tell me shit about getting over shit. Me personally, they'd be lucky if they actually apologize, and yes, I would forgive them. But as far as forgetting the situation, no. I can forgive, I just can't forget. And yeah, when you in that situation, that is something you're going to remember for the rest of your life, regardless of what any of these retarded fucks say. They will never understand it until they go through the shit. And to be honest, I pray to God they don't go through it because that shit, no matter how much you put it in the back of your head, it's gonna resonate. The question is, are you gonna let it get the better of you? Or are you gonna move forward behind it? I chose to move forward behind it. Now I'm more cautious than ever when I'm out here in the real world. I'll never forget what happened, but I got to move on. Straight up. Let's continue.
14 years.
What do you think about what Dean had to say?
Where's my apology? 14 fucking years.
And why she ate 7 times for her false accusation?
I'm sorry that you lost.
14 years.
I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted to tell the truth. I'm so sorry.
If she didn't mean to hurt him, why she did what she did? Yeah, and I understand. Dr. Phil and the rest of them, they just trying to be nice. Right now, I'm on Wolverine mode. What I do isn't very nice at all. And I'll ask this question again. If she didn't mean to do what she did, then why she do it? That's a question that needs an answer. Let's continue.
Disgusting. Everybody, even the dude that spent 14 years, has to console her. Bro.
But you're doing good, Loretta. Stay with us here.
Oh, yes, baby her, dude, like she's a child. You're doing great, sweetie. Say some more words.
That shit does. The fact that they're doing that completely disgusts me. And I ain't bullshitting. But you could take a look at him and you can tell that he's broken. Her false accusations completely broken this dude. And yes, this shit right here is gonna take time to heal. And I'm happy that he's trying to find a way to heal himself from this. But it's gonna take time regardless. Let's continue.
I think you need to understand, and some of the things that you haven't heard Dean say, but he gets that you were 15 and he gets that you were hurt really, really bad by somebody. And he hates that for you. What do you want to say about that, Dean?
Dude's broken.
Yeah, I hate you have to go through something like that. I hate now that you have children, that your kids have to go through something like that. And I hope and pray each day that you can get closure. And this day, I accept your apologies.
Well, that's good. You can tell the dude is completely broken. All because of this shit. But let's go back to what has been said. Now, I know y'all been hearing this all the time. In matter of fact, I constantly say this in my video. Hurt people. And this is an Amazon Prime example because of this. In which I will go ahead and say this. From a hurt place, you must control your hurt. You must control your hurt. Every day when you wake up, control your hurt. Put it in a place where it don't damage yourself or other people. Because if you do not control your hurt, what's going to happen? Your hurt will end up hurting yourself even more, but guess what else? It will also hurt other people. And there have been many Amazon Prime examples because of this. And yes, it's sad what happened to her, but that does not justify having a man serve 14 years of his life behind bars over a crime he did not commit. And to be honest, I hope to God that he's out there, that he is filing his lawsuit, getting his reparations for those times he spent, for those 14 years of his life he spent in prison. He's owed that. And yes, if you hear Uncle JD being passionate about the shit, that's because he is. Let's continue.
14 years on a wrongful conviction, the state better be paying up the ass. I don't know what the payments amounts are or what would you even consider that worth it, but if this man hasn't at least landed a couple mil.
What's the hardest thing about this right now, Loretta?
Sending a man falsely accusing him 14 years.
Here, next to him.
Why?
What makes that hard?
Come on, Dr. Phil, get on her ass.
Ashamed.
Finally. Okay.
I feel like I did something wrong.
You did. You fall.
You did! Ain't no whataboutism. You did something wrong. Oh, so according to her, wrongfully convicting a man for 14 years is something that she did not do wrong. Get the fuck out of here. And no, the crocodile tears don't move me. Damn fucking shame. Let's continue.
So they accused the guy.
Have you accepted in your mind, I know y'all talked about this before and after we talked yesterday, you've accepted in your mind that this is not the person that did this to you?
After talking to you and my husband, yes.
What?
What?
Didn't this guy get changed by his case got cleared from DNA evidence, if I'm not mistaken. What is she talking about? After my husband and speaking with you on the phone, I can move on. You can move on? You sent a man to prison for 14 years who wasn't the guy that did you wrong, and you're the one that has to be convinced that it's not actually this guy, and that even though the DNA proved it, you still need to talk to your husband and him on the phone. And you're the one that's all shaken about this entire thing. 14 years, this dude lost his entire life. Where are his friends? Where's his family? After 14 years of being accused of that stuff, do you think anybody even wants to be your friend anymore? Do you think your family is even by your side if there's any left? What future do you have? You missed out on, how old was this guy when he got charged? Who knows, man? College? Gone? High school maybe? Gone? Depends on how early he got booked. Who knows? This guy's life is upside down. 14 years. You get back out into the real world, and God, can you imagine how different it was 14 years ago? and stepping out into the world today. And where are you going to get jobs? Where are you going to work? What kind of trauma and shit did you experience? The things you had to do to survive in prison, things you should have never seen and should have never been a part of. And every single day you're spending in that jail cell, when you wake up or go to bed on those hard ass foams that might as well be made out of metal, with the shitty prison food they give you, and everybody's pissed and hating to be there, and looking at somebody wrong is going to cause an altercation, and forced to be with your own kind because you can't even mingle with the rest of the population. It's a racial thing in there with the gangs. And you got to do this day in and day out, bro, knowing you're innocent and you are not guilty. But sure, let's all coddle her.
And this is why this shit needs to change, regardless to what's been told. And yes, I'll put a link to a video that I made in the description box, because, especially to that district attorney, because for those of y'all who haven't seen that video, they trying to ignore this problem because of quote unquote, oh, if we take action against these false accusers, then the real victims of rape and SA, they gonna be scared to come forward because they will fear that they are lying, which is complete and utter bullshit. If they were a victim of rape and SA, then why would they need to lie about it for? In fact, why they have to be afraid to come forward? If anything, this should convince them to go forward if they're telling the truth. It's only the ones who lie has to be afraid. So I don't buy that retarded fuck ass excuse one bit. In fact, there are actual rape and SA victims who actually frown on these false accusers. They sitting there pretending like something happened to them, when in reality, it's all pretend to them. It's like a game to them. That's what pisses off these victims of rape and SA. Why would they be okay with someone sitting there pretending like this shit happened to them? Why? So by the end of the day, we look at that shit as nothing more than an excuse. Oh, we should not do anything. Oh, we should not do anything and just let the cycle continue. Is that what they want? And they wonder why these men are now cautioned going around these certain types of females. Why men don't want to approach them. Why these men avoid them. Jesus Christ. But nevertheless, I gotta stop before I go into yet another rant. I'm gonna stop it right here. If y'all want to watch the video in its entirety, I'll leave the link to the Legion of Men's full video in the comments section. Go check it out. Tell them JD Mouse sent you, as well as I'm gonna leave links into the comment section as well, because I talked about this. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. I'm done. Guys, prepare yourselves, because later on, I'm about to go all the way in, and I'm out this bitch. Later.